What's up, guys? Thanks for clicking on this video. What you're about to watch is a recorded clip from our Monday show. If you'd like to join us on that on Facebook or on Zoom, it's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can find the link in the description below.
The biggest question I get, what should I be focusing on? It's a little difficult for me to answer that because of the amount of groups that we're in, but my kind of go-to answer is if you are having success doing something, stick with that. Q4 already gets hectic. It's the biggest selling time of the year. If you're doing online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, pretty much a reselling, or doing wholesale or private label, I would stick with that. Like, I wouldn't be trying to add additional things in Q4, especially if this is maybe your first or second Q4, just because of things get very hectic. Things ramp up, especially going into Black Friday and getting closer to Thanksgiving. Even Halloween is a very extremely fast-paced selling season. So I wouldn't try to add too much onto your plate. Now, if you're seasoned and you go, I have a team in place, we got things going on, I'm looking to add an additional thing to my business, then I think POD is an amazing thing to add to your business because it doesn't take a lot of additional capital. And if you have this team, I was going to say squad, if you have the team to back up or handle a lot of the research, the actual product creation is pretty quick. Unlike buying things from a store where you have to either prep them or at least get them in a box and send them out. Print on demand, you just come up with the ideas and then create the listings. It's just creating the art, which takes little to no time compared to going out shopping, getting the stuff in, driving the cars, fighting with the traffic. And I think if you're starting off, POD is, I think, the best place to start because there is no upfront capital and it doesn't feel like you're trying to rush around and compete with thousands of people doing very similar things where you could misunderstand what you're looking at and then get yourself into a lot of trouble like I've seen people do. As far as what you should focus on and what should be your main concern, if you have something that's working, stick to that. If you're looking to add something, I think POD is an amazing place to start. If you're going that route, KDP or merch, I think is kind of the go-to because
Merch by Amazon.
Merch by Amazon, there is no upfront cost with either of those, and you get to tap into Amazon's organic traffic.
Speaking from my perspective, I suggest you guys go after some of those holidays. And one way that we found very successful to do that is not necessarily just make a generic Christmas shirt, but maybe making something that is related to a topic that you have knowledge of, or if you've been selling for a while, that you actually have sales with. So say you're in, we've talked about the biking niche. That was like one of the first ones that I really got into. If I was still making biking shirts, I can make a biking shirt and relate it to Christmas somehow and kind of smash those two together. That way I'm taking from a customer base that I already know exists and just doing something that's coming up that's going to be trendy, which we know are going to be these holidays. And so we've suggested that to a few people on our 20-minute one-on-one calls that we've been doing, and seeing like just those moments of aha, light bulbs going off is exciting. And just like, oh yeah, we should just remind people that that's always a very powerful thing to do, is if you have a customer base that you know pretty well, that you can target, that maybe you've had a few sales in, targeting them with trendy things or holiday events that are coming up is a good way to kind of boost some of your sales and to see a little spike in sales, especially going into Q4.
Going back to our foundation, Discover, Understand, Serve, I think in any reselling or any selling in Q4, if you have a customer base, gearing a lot of your products towards the Christmas season or Halloween or whatever the season is coming up, that's a good way to start branching outside of just your core audience and getting more customers, and then hopefully being able to capture them through emails or anything else and being able to continue on having them as customers throughout the next year. Thanks for checking out that video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you disliked it, thumbs down. Leave your questions in the comments below and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are doing 20-minute calls for the rest of the month. Those are free calls. If you'd like to know more, click the link in the description below.